Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the gentleman from New York for his support and Chairman Engel. Mr. Speaker, over 8 million metric tons of plastic enters the oceans each year. That's the equivalent of a garbage truck full of plastic being dumped out every single minute. According to the United Nations Environment Program, if no change is enacted, our oceans could contain more plastic than fish by 2050. Mismanaged plastic waste in our oceans and communities can take centuries to decompose. That threatens economic development, hurts marine life, and threatens health systems around the world. Reversing the trend of increased plastic waste in our oceans will require a coordinated global response. And it's important to note that just 10 river systems carry an estimated 90% of river-based plastic waste to the ocean. China contributes the largest share of this mismanaged waste, followed by developing countries such as Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. And that's why Chairman Engel and I introduced the Plastics Act. This legislation elevates the United States to a leadership role in international efforts to reduce and safely manage plastic waste. The Plastics Act will allow America to do more to help build the capacity of developing countries to manage their waste. And it will help prevent more waste from spilling into the ocean on the scale that it is today. The Plastic Act elevates ongoing efforts by USAID, and it prioritizes new partnerships between the private sector and the U.S. Development Finance Corporation. This will allow us to leverage additional financing for companies putting these waste management practices into place in the Indo-Pacific and elsewhere. So I'm pleased that yesterday, Mr. Speaker, the United States Development Finance Corporation announced its Ocean Plastic Initiative based on this bill, and it's exactly what this bill calls for. This initiative aims to catalyze $2.5 billion in the private sector infrastructure investments aimed at reducing plastic waste and marine debris, and by elevating the role of women and marginalized populations in these initiatives, we can spur economic development and opportunity across the globe. Our work to combat plastic waste is an investment in the health of our oceans and our communities, not just for ourselves, but also, Mr. Speaker, for future generations.